Our topic today is worldview, and I want to explain how things for many Elizabethans made much more sense than they do to us. Today, ever since we start school, we're given the message that human life is contingent on a number of variables that no one person is in control of, starting from the moment when those billion sperm made the race to the egg, and the one sperm that just happened to get there first made you. Now, in Shakespeare's era, the most common worldview held that life was a great deal more scripted than that. And so I have 4 words that I'm going to teach you to help you understand and then explain to me how Shakespeare's character's worldview was different. And those 4 words are providentialism, macrocosm, microcosm, and correspondences. So, providentialism. Some of you probably know the word Providence, not just a city in Rhode Island, but the idea that God is in charge of absolutely everything that happens. So when Hamlet comes back from his abortive sea voyage, he tells Horatio that he's really not stressed out anymore about when or how to do this deed that he has to do. He says to Horatio, there's a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. And he's quoting the New Testament, but his idea is God's in charge. If I kill Claudius and die doing it, that's fine, because it will all fit the plan. Hamlet says, readiness is all. Just to be ready for whatever the author, God, is going to write, and you're going to discover when you turn the page of your life. And then the next word, macrocosm. You know macro from macroeconomics. It's the big picture. And cosm from cosmic. The cosmos is the whole universe. It's everything that's out there. And we're used to thinking of cosm as macro. So if you follow cosmos, then you know it's about space and planets and stars. And so the macrocosm is the big world that we are all part of. The microcosm is the little world that each of us embodies, just like microeconomics, the little ways that people manage their finances corresponds to their own lives. So each of us is a microcosm in the Elizabethan worldview. Each of us is comprised of earth, air, water, fire, and all of us has it in us, just this whole world. And so we can respond to the big world because we are a match to it, if you like. So the correspondences, my 4th word, can be illustrated by astrology that we all know. The stars up above in their patterns, according to the astrological worldview, correspond to our personalities. But I want you to remember my first word, providential, and just put this together. The stars were made by God. The microcosm, you and your personality, according to this worldview, were also made by God. So it really shouldn't surprise us that God is in control of the whole thing. And if he wants to, he can add in these artistic little parallels or correspondences between the big world of the stars and the little world of the human being. But correspondences work in other ways too. One of them is between the outside and the inside of any human being. Now, I'm sure you've all wondered at times how someone so beautiful as the person you adore could have any faults, could treat you so badly. And this is one of the conundrums, the paradoxes that exercised Shakespeare and other sonneteers of his time. Why doesn't the outside match the inside? Most of the time in Shakespeare's plays, it does. So you have a hunchback character like Richard III, who is also twisted in his conscience and in his morals. Another correspondence that you might find is between someone's legal status and their personality. So you all know the word bastard. A bastard is a person who's horrible, who's morally twisted, who you just would not trust. But the old definition of the word is someone who is illegitimate, someone who's born outside of wedlock. And according to this theory of correspondences, their legal status, that is to say, they really shouldn't exist, legally speaking, would correspond to their moral status. And so you see how someone that is born out of wedlock and is called a bastard in the old definition would now just be a horrible person, irrespective of how many mothers or fathers or how many birth certificates or marriage certificates were involved. So, our four words: providentialism, this idea that God scripted everything that happens. In the macrocosm, the big universe of the weather, the stars, and in the microcosm of the individual human being, their personality, their destiny. And that you'll be able to see correspondences between the individual person, their legal status, their physical appearance, and even the cosmos, the stars, the weather, the day they were born.